News, views, voices of the global Indian community. India abroad.
So President Trump is one who does what he says, and has a very, very clean and a generous heart. There have been instances where me and my brother Sajid Tarar, we were his first supporters. Sajid Tarar was his first Muslim supporter. I was his first Sikh supporter, and he would pick us out in a crowd of 50,000 and come to us and say, "Hey guys, are you okay? I hope nobody's bothering you." I mean, he's amazing. People with him, very, very down to earth, very, very generous. He would go out and help the needy people. It shows in his character, like what he says he does. He said he kept saying for months that he's going to pardon January 6 people who were put in jail, and he did that. On the contrary, Joe Biden kept saying he's not going to pardon his family, and he did that. I think what President Trump has done in the first 2 days, Biden has not done in last 4 years. President Trump has signed more than 100 executive orders. He has set a whole trend for his 4 years of presidency. And it's not only just President Trump, his whole team, the Congress and the House, they're both with him, behind him, united. And that's a very good thing to see with President Trump when he took office in 2016. We saw that a number of never Trumpers were with him. The party was his own party, the Republican Party was split at that time. But right now, everybody's united. He has hit the ground running. And we can see that the right things are being done. In State Department, we saw more than 80 career diplomats being terminated on the first day and replaced by Trump loyalists who are going to take President Trump's agenda ahead. And we are seeing that in every agency, every department. So, very hopeful of President Trump's first 4 years. And in the first 2 days, he has done a tremendous job. He has done what he said that he will do. Just like Indian Prime Minister says, "Ye Modi ka wada hai," President Trump has proved that this is President Trump's promise, and he has kept it on the first day of his office. 2 years, President Trump has to deliver before the Congress goes again for election, because they need to maintain that majority in Congress. And voters would look what President Trump did in 2 years. I see that the American economy recovering very, very quickly. He has already started the energy. He declared emergency on energy, so that gives them rights to drill oil. And the second thing, I can see that in the first 2 years there'll be a big control on the illegal immigration that's happening in America, or borders that are open to criminals and terrorists and other kind of folks would be completely closed. And I expect that with the House and Congress, both with President Trump, we will see some kind of a immigration reform, like we saw under President Reagan. At that time, it was called the amnesty program. I don't know what it will be called this time, but I think President Trump will change the status quo. What we're seeing, that H-1B applicants waiting for green cards for 40 years, people waiting for visa appointments for 400 days. I think all that will come to an end. He has already said that the 80,000 officials or officers they had hired for IRS will be transferred to the border. So that's another good thing, that this president has his priorities rise. I see on the international level, I think the ceasefire between Israel and Hamas will continue uh, uh, because of President Trump's strength. I see that President Putin has already expressed desire that they wanted to meet and negotiate on Ukraine, and so has Zelensky. So I see an end to that war that should never have started in near future. And I see even the rebel leader in Syria who just took over, Assad, also made a statement yesterday that he's very positive that under President Trump there will be peace in Middle East. It's a golden age for both U.S. and India. President Trump and Prime Minister Modi have a very, very good relationship. They call each other my dear friend. President Trump has said so many times Modi is a dear friend, and Prime Minister Modi has also said several times. And there are talks going on that President Trump will be visiting India in April for the Quad meeting. And even before that, there are planning going on that Prime Minister Modi might visit President Trump in February. So I see a very, very positive relationship, because both President Trump, he's a nationalist, he's for America first, and Prime Minister Modi is also nationalist, he thinks for India first. And when there are two people who love their countries, I think something good will come out of this, and they will always, they're both good negotiators. America needs India, India needs America, and there are a lot of leverages both countries have where they can negotiate on trade, on oil, on defense cooperation, all kind of sectors that they can negotiate on. And I think it's going to be a very, very good relationship moving forward. President Trump is the most misunderstood president, I would say. He is not against minorities. He is not against anybody. He's for America and all American minorities. I mean, this election we saw the increase in number of votes, in the Hispanic votes, in the black votes, even in our South Asian community, Indian community voted very heavily for President Trump. And I think minorities were being a victim of the DEI program in America, which was overlooking us Indians or South Asians or other minorities over LGBT and over African Americans. And this was a kind of a reverse racism going on, where our children were not getting admission in Ivy League students, but under the DEI program, a lot of these LGBT communities and other communities were getting it. So I think with the DEI gone, I think on merit based, we minorities will be doing very good. And when inflation goes down, when the country comes up, when the crime goes down, businesses, a lot of us minorities are in small businesses. We own gas stations, liquor stores, convenience stores, hotels, motels, restaurants. I think with this whole environment of positive business environment, less crime, minorities are going to gain a lot from this presidency. And they say when the tide comes, when the water rises, all boats rise. So when American economy will go up, us minorities with everybody else, we will also rise. We have seen a very, very dark side of it in Canada, and ultimately Trudeau had to resign and move. And same thing in US. It's not only Khalistanis protesting. I think everybody, Hamas. We saw Hamas protesting in US, which was a disgrace, which was shameful. That people were protesting in support of a terrorist organization, and they took down American flag and put Hamas flag near Union Station in Washington D.C. and nothing was done. But I think that is going to change across the board. I think the understanding of this administration and the new cabinet that's coming in is America first. If somebody has to talk about Hamas, go to Palestine, go to Gaza, talk over there. If somebody wants to protest about Khalistan, go do it there. But let us not create violence and disrupt the American society here. We have a lot of issues in America that we need to fix first.